Let's talk about the new holiday collection from Simply Posh Cosmetics. It is the Cozy Cabin limited edition eyeshadow palette and face palette. So jumping right into it, the eyeshadow palette has 18 pans and has 6 beautiful, shifty, and sparkly duochrome shadows. And it is launching today, the day that you're watching this, November 6th at 3 p.m. CST, and it is $45, which I'm really excited to see a much more affordable kind of palette. I think we've seen a lot of palettes coming out recently that are in the $60 and up price range, and it's just really nice to see some still special shadows in here, but a really nice curated color story as well as theme. The moment I saw the color story, I absolutely loved it. It definitely gives me very much cozy vibes. I love the tones in here. I also love that there's lighter mattes at the top, the shimmers are all in the center, and then the deepening up shades are all on the bottom, and then it goes by color, by column, and I just love that. It just feels really nice and organized. They're also coming out with a face palette, the Cozy Up Cheek palette. Now I am just going to show you what the inside palette looks like, but I'm not actually going to be using this one. It is a beautiful assortment of blushes and highlighters. However, I'm so particular with my blushes. I really tend to mostly reach for cream formulas of blushes, so I will be passing this on to someone else. But if you want to see some swatches, definitely check out their Instagram and their website, and this palette does retail for $40. I'm going to be creating these two looks that I have on right now with the eyeshadow palette, so let's get right into it. I'm priming with the Be Perfect eyeshadow primer. I'm picking up Sleigh Bells, and I'm just gonna put that right into the crease, like straight into the crease, and then slowly blend it upwards. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more, and I'm using one of the new Rephr mini brushes. This is the Mini 15 brush, and I did wash them because I definitely think that affects, like realistically speaking, what that brush is going to be like once you start washing it, because it's never going to be the same shape when you first get it versus after a couple of uses, after a couple of washes. Next, taking the Rephr 13 brush, just the regular one, and I'm gonna pop that into the crease and a little bit onto the outer corner. Love this tone. This is such a beautiful, fun tone. I'm just gonna pop it a little bit out here as well and bring it a little bit underneath my lower lash line. And just gonna blend it out here and then bring it onto the inner portion under my lower lash line. Using the Rephr Mini 2 brush, I'm picking up Angel. Looks so sparkly, and I'm gonna mist it just a little bit. I'm gonna pop that right out here to this outer portion. I can see like a really interesting teal base to this shade. Super beautiful. And then on the other half, I'm gonna go in with lights. I knew I had to use this shade. It's so beautiful. And again, I'm gonna miss my brush after I picked it up. And it's just gonna go in here. Oh yes, that is such a gorgeous shade in here. I feel like the tones overall in this palette are just so on point. And then I'm gonna bring it a little bit onto the inner corner as well. I have just a tiny bit of fallout. Taking the Game Beauty EO5 brush, I'm picking up Snowfall. I'm just gonna deepen up just a little bit on this outer corner. Just very lightly adding a little bit out here. I'm kind of tapping it on, so I'm fading it into all the shadows that are out here. And just like swiping it back and forth. Just want it like a touch. Here's the first finished look. On to the second look. Priming again with the Be Perfect eyeshadow primer. I'm picking up Chimney on the Rephr 14 Mini, and I'm gonna pop it right onto the outer corner on my lid. Just popping it on there, really pressing it in, and I'm gonna do that same thing on the inner lid, and I'm gonna be creating a halo eye. Sometimes I like to start with the crease and then deepen up the inner and outer corners, but today I just felt like going in first, and I'm gonna extend it a little bit underneath my lower lash line on this outer corner. And I wiped off the brush, and I'm gonna take Tradition, and I'm just gonna use that to blend it into the edge of this. That is blending so nicely. Super pigmented. And I'm gonna do that same thing up here. Just slowly blending it up. And then I'm just gonna take Tradition on its own and pop it right in the center. You can kind of really see how, because it mixed in with a deeper matte, it actually altered it a little bit so it looks less orange. A little bit more true to color what's in the pan. So that's pretty blended. I'm actually going to take a fluffy brush, a really fluffy, clean brush. I'm just going to go over the edges now. Just to really feather everything out. And I'm going to go back in with the other mini brush and into Chimney. I'm just going to work on kind of blending this a little bit further out. Just very controlled, little by little. Don't want it to be completely blown out. And then in the center, I'm going to go in with Festive. I'm so excited for the shade. It looks so wet and so shiny. It's definitely got a little bit of transparency to it. So it's going to be perfect to layer. And just putting on a little bit more. And that is so beautiful. Taking the Game Beauty EO5 brush and a little bit of Chimney underneath the inner corner, lower inner corner, and then I'm gonna blend Tradition into just the edge a little bit. And then I'm picking up Festive with that same brush, but I'm gonna mist it just to really help it glide underneath my lower lash line and try to really avoid any potential rogue sparkles. Look at that. Oh, that's so pretty. That is so pretty. I love that combination for sure. Here's the second finished look. So obviously I'm just going to be talking about my thoughts so far on the eyeshadow palette. So far, really love it. I mean, I had no issues building up, blending out. I love the way that both of these looks came out, but especially this one. I feel like the blend I got is like especially chef's kiss. It's so fiery. It feels like you're sitting in a cabin by the fireside. Absolutely love the color story of this palette. Love the shimmer assortment. All the shades are special in their own way. They have some sort of an extra sparkle or a little bit of a shift to them, a little bit of a duochrome effect to them. They're just so stunning. Love. I mean, I honestly can't pick a favorite. I guess if I really had to pick a favorite, definitely Lights. I mean, this shade is like an everyday kind of shade. I think for me, I would definitely want to use this one all the time. I can't wait to reach for this palette some more this coming week, so I will update you if anything changes, but so far I had an amazing experience with this palette. I have tried a palette from them previously. I do have a video up with that one. I believe it was like Citrus Punch. I think that one's discontinued now, but it was kind of a similar layout, but very kind of monochromatic, and the shimmers again were all in the center row, and they were so stunning. However, they were a bit harder pressed, and a lot of people had issues with them hard panning, and the brand listened and they made some adjustments, so you will not experience any sort of hard panning with these shades, which I definitely love that. I could tell just right off the bat going in and just swatching them with my finger, using them on the lid, absolutely no issues. I think this is such a great palette, and I love that it is only $45. I know I'm saying only, but I think these days what you're getting in this palette, it really is much more on the affordable side, because you're getting a little bit of specialness, but also you're getting a really beautiful curated color story that has some depth and a really cute theme. So those are my thoughts on the palette. Let me know in the comments below which look was your favorite, and if you plan on picking this palette up, I would love to hear your thoughts. And that's everything for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time.